Hi, all right. So this is a quick, this is quick test 4. So let's jump into it. So this is still more budget prep work. And really what we're doing here is literally just following the rules and carrying out calculations carefully to make sure we don't miss out on anything. I mean, now we're preparing budgets literally. So you have if you like, a labor budget here, really. Um, and they tell us that you have 3 cleaners, right? 3 cleaners and um, one supervisor, right? And so then they tell us again as well that, oh well, as well, you're going to get a new cleaner, another cleaner, but this cleaner is going to start on the 1st of May. So one more cleaner. So let's just look at the scenario here. So first of all, I have these 3 cleaners and each of them gets 21,000. So overall, they will get, if you like, 21,000 times 3, right? That's what the budget's going to be for the whole year because we have 3 cleaners. Then I have one supervisor who gets £28,000. And then I have this new cleaner who starts here on the 17th, sorry, on the 1st of May, which is, if you like, 1 month into the year. So I know they won't be fully getting the full yearly salary of 17 grand. It'll be 17,000 times however many months of the year, and that's 11 over 12, right? Because May is this April. The financial year starts from April, right? I think we discussed that. We run an April to March year end. So April is gone, and so this budget is really from the month of May to March, or the 1st of May, by the way. So that's 11 months. That's the first thing. Now, we're also told that they will get a pay reward of 5%. So this is annual. This is an annual amount. So what I should really do is I should find out what that annual amount would be. So for example, for my existing cleaners, it'll be 21,000 times 5%. For my cleaner, it'll be 28, sorry, for my supervisor, 28,000 times 5%. And for my new cleaner, it'll be 17,000 times 5%. This is the annual amount. Although they don't get it for the whole year. It says it starts on the 1st of October, so they will only get it for October, November, December, January, February, and March. Remember, it's the 1st of April to the 31st of March, if you like. So they'll only get it for 6 months, which means they'll only get it for half of the year. So that's what each person will get. So let's just plug. So really what we're doing now is we have these, and then we need to add all of this to all of this, because that's what they're going to normally get, and that's the extra bonus. That's what you're doing, isn't it? So 21,000 times, so I've got 3 people here, so that's 3 as well, isn't it? Because I have 3 cleaners. So 21,000 times 3, that's a nice one. That's 3 and that's 6, so that's 63,000. There's 28,000 here. 17,000, I can't do that in my head. I use a calculator. 17,000 times 11 divided by 12 is 155. Oops, sorry. This is 15583.3. 15,583. This is 63,000, by the way. I don't know. So forgive this. 63,000. Okay, great. Then what do I have here? Here I have 21,000 times 0.05 times 0.5 times 3. This is 1575. The next one, 28,000 times 0.05 times 0.5 is 700. And for this one, that's 17,000 times 0.05 times 0.5, which is 425. So I need to add literally all these figures together. Add all these things together, and you should come out with B. So that's question 1. That's question 1. let's go on to question 2. So this is where we start the first discussion. You remember we talked about the high-low method, and the high-low method argues that when I look at a graph, a cost graph, for example, that there is a linear relationship between costs and output. So that's my output, and those are my costs. And I accept that I always have a fixed cost that I have to deal with, whether or not I make any products, and the rest of my costs are variable. So I can project, I can forecast if I can deduce the relationship existing within the existing units. So the high-low method says, well, if I try and get a straight line through and I look at what's going on here, take your lowest method, so find out what your output is at 15. It's driven by output, 15,000 units, and take your highest output, which is 17,000. So if I know what the costs are at these points, here it's 118,500, and here it's 105,500. I can find out what the variable cost is per unit. I can find out what the movement, that every time I move a unit here, I know how much the cost goes up by. That's what I'm ultimately trying to find out. And if I can find out the variable cost, which is the starting point, then I can find the fixed costs or whatever. There's a relationship. And the relationship generally is the total costs are equal to fixed costs plus variable costs. Well, that's the case. The question is, variable costs are the variable cost per unit times the number of units. That's what's really driving this. So the argument here is, first of all, what is that variable cost? So that variable cost again must be this difference, this 118,500 minus 105,500 divided by 17,000 minus 15,000. So when you do this, you have 118,500 minus 105,500 is equal to that, divided, so you have, this is equal to 13,000, this is 13,000 divided by 2,000, which is equal to £6.50. So the variable cost of making each unit is £6.50. Now I can find what the fixed cost is, because total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. If I take these units, for example, of 15,000, and I multiply it by its variable cost of 6.5, I know what the total cost is. The total cost here is 105,500. I should be able to find my fixed costs. And my fixed costs are therefore 105,500 minus this 15,000 times 6.5. 15,000 units times 6.5 is 97,500, which means that your fixed costs here are 8,000. Your fixed costs are fixed for every single level of output. So when I get a new question, I mean, I could find the variable cost now, because the fixed costs are 8,000 as I go across. It shouldn't matter. You should be able to pick any, but I would pick either the highest or the lowest. But because things might be around the curve, but the key point is you've picked those two, so you should pick either the highest or the lowest, and the answer should be the same. Now the question says, what's going on for this? What's happening here? Can we extrapolate? But we're not extrapolating. There was the term intrapolating, or looking inwards. What's happening at 16,750? Well, at 16,750, I can tell you what the variable cost is, because that's 16,750 times £6.50. And I can tell you what the fixed costs are, which is 8,000. So add the two together, and I should be able to get my figure of what I'm looking for. So that's 16,750 times £6.50, which is 108. This is 108,875. Slap on the 8,000, and that takes you to 116,875. Cool, great stuff. So that's question 1 and 2.